Wiggles. Wait, I move over here and move away? No. Oh, me. As I put my belt on. Welcome in, everyone. Happy to have everyone in. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate. Starting off with show and tell. Starting off showing off everything I got for goodies this year. We got some new whisks. Got some ball whisks now. So, the ultimate in Grayonnaise making. Bit of a question on this one. I think it's for docking dough. Not 100% on this one, but new tool. I have 2 of these pans, which I'm gonna have to try and make one of those either croissant or breads that fills out the entire square and be like a perfect big square. We got pinch pots, or ones that'll handle controlling the flow that you're pouring out of. We got more prep cups, glass ones with lids, in case I want to prep anything and store it. Got egg tart shells. These things I don't know about. These are sort of an oddity. They're supposed to be... Actually, let me see if I can find the box. These are supposed to be like silicone storing. So like they show an image here with the green one here of like a half-cut tomato. And they push it down so that the sides of this push against whatever it is to seal it. They also show it over jars and stuff, so half a banana. So we'll see how those work out. And then my mom knows me well. Post-it notes. Because this is how I do my camera. Over here, camera. Over here, camera. Over here. Over here. Fine, be that way. But shopping lists, menu planning, this is how I do it. I don't do it on a computer. I don't do it in long lists. I live off of these things. So very happily have a bunch of those here. This will probably handle me more than a year though, but like this, I mean, half of this will last me a year, much less. Uh-oh. Put these off in the corner here for tonight while I figure out where I'm going to store them. This cutesy little thing here. This cutesy little thing here came with the egg tarts, but was jammed in there so tightly. If I don't know if that crease is going to come out of those ever. Hey, Bun Buns. Hey, Zeeks. Hey, Will. Who else have we seen in here? VT and LI. Ooh, a raid. That's a horrible place for them. They almost sound like those Chinese balls that you're not supposed to... jade. You're not supposed to knock them together. I don't know where they're from. Chinese was not the right term for that. Alright, camera. I need you to start functioning for me tonight. Okay. Now, you're going to stay focused on me over here? You're not going to start focusing on the dry storage again? I hope? Okay. Coffee time. But I also have this for a little bit later, too. I thought it sounded like a fun project to try out. I still have pecans left over, so we'll do pecans, oat, and cinnamon toast crunch for our crumble on that. It's right where I wanted that. We'll leave that until... It's debating getting something out early. Hope everyone else has had a lovely holiday. Doing great and well spirits. Yes, great mouth spirits. That's it. Captions. That's exactly what I said. Cleaning and streaming. You cleaning? What are you doing cleaning on a day like today? Oh, is it House Appreciation Day of the week? Welcome in, Cosmic. Cheers, everyone. Merry Christmas. Very happy you chose to join me this evening. Cheers. Okay, first step of the evening. Prepping our chicken, prepping our apple crumble. I think I'm gonna start with the chicken first. Bring that straight out of the refrigerator here, straight out of the bag. Big boy. Got a big boy for tonight. Ah! They give you a bag for the offal and then it's open-ended. Let's get that oven preheating. Hey, more offal. Wash my hands, wash my knife. All right. So we got our chicken portion ready to go in the pan, but still a little needs to dry out a little bit more. As always, if you can open it up, leave it in the refrigerator, and do that prep ahead of time, it's going to help you out lovely for this. But I need some more veggies for in here. Starting with that, this apple of questionable use, and a red onion. I tore a giant hole in this bag and I just cannot find it. I'm not going to worry about the skins or anything with this, since it's just going in the bottom of a pan as flavor fodder. Let's see if this is usable at all. Oh, surprising, it's not looking bad at all. On the inside. The outside. Ugh. Flavor fodder. Quick, someone file me the trademark. Yeah, I'll give that one more slice. Mango. I don't know if there's anything that defines sexes anymore, but no, it's there's actually I've updated the sound list as we've gone along. There, this is all Christmas themed music. A lot of it is music that you wouldn't know or peg, or that's the theme song you're hearing in every store, but there are a few regular ones in there now. Exactly. So we got the back, we got the neck there. We have the added pieces of fat for, and then we're gonna put this right on top of all of that. And that's just hanging out all nice with handle and everything. All lines up. Chicken breasts are still considerably higher than those thighs, though. So let's see if we can't massage that situation around a little so that these end up a bit higher. Yeah, and put them on the edge of the pan. That'll work. Awesome, Zeeks. Throw this over on the stove to hang out for a little bit. We'll move the hand towel. That one's... Okay, apple crumble. Do we start with the topping, or let's do the filling first? Let's do the filling first. The oven coming up to 400 degrees. I'm a fan of apple pie too. It's been a while since I made one of those. The last one I remember making was November last year. Considering it's still 2022. Barely. But it is still 2022. That's good. Yeah, it's been chilly for a lot of people lately. And I'm not going to worry about a little bit of scrap skin get in there. You just want to get 95% of it. But that's obviously my taste. You're adverse to it. Feel free to sit there and spend all night peeling them. Why did I just cut that in half? That makes this part much harder. I have to do half at a time. Notice how the bruise just sort of instantly browns? Like I could feel that bruise there, but it didn't look any different when I cut it. And now it's already... I now realize what you were saying there, Zeeks, and I think you need a hyphen. I'm going to expedite my screw up by going and taking even longer to peel this apple because I wanted to take one big giant swipe. And then confuse chat with not explaining it well. See, here's one you should be able to recognize. But we have all things pie coming up here soon. So not doing apple pie might be a good plan, because it's not quite at the beginning of the new year, but within the first Friday of the new year, we're starting a themed week, thanks to the lovely Will Poker. More bourbon. Cinnamon. I thought you were supposed to have them on the new year. Like on January 1st. Grating some whole nutmeg on there. That's true. Let's see, what else do we want to throw in there? Very light ground clove, just because I was sort of in the mood. And I'm going to add just a scotch apple cider vinegar. That is mostly to keep these from prematurely oxidizing. That vinegar and booze should be getting along very well right now. And then sprinkling of sugar in there with those apples. Sugar in the raw. This is a little like the whole grating butter thing, which I'm not a big fan of grating butter. I'd much rather chop it up like this. I think keeping it whole like this does a much better job, because when you just think about it, when you're holding onto it the entire time that you're grating that, and that thing's just becoming liquid in your hand as you're... Ugh. Just follow your doctor. Body's weird. Hmm. Stay on me. Don't lose me, camera. You're still on me, right? Okay. Mr. Wiggles was giving me serious issues at the beginning of stream tonight. I was very unhappy with them. Okay, I think that's good. I just wanted to mostly break them down into chunks. Breaking it down into chunks. Excuse me. Throwing some rolled oats. Those are going to be great for absorbing any excess moisture from the apples cooking. And then we've got leftover pecans from Ingredient Challenge. That might be enough right there. I told everyone I was going to try out different music for tonight in the Discord, and it just didn't work out for me in time. I was toying around with it. I think it's something to do with Overwolf, which, if anyone's familiar with Overwolf from games and all that, it runs through Overwolf. Their app is running through Overwolf, which not how I'd want to start it myself, but and so it was giving me, I'm sure I'll configure it out, but it was giving me enough issues that I didn't solve it in time. I think I'm going to add a little brown sugar to that. I was going to keep it light on sugar because of the full cereal thing in there, but do I want to add any? We already have the cereal here for some of our seasoning in this. I'm thinking I'm not going to add anything extra to this. Pinch of salt, though. Just a small smidgen of salt in there. All right, let's put this together. I didn't season the apples either, so I'll give those a quick pinch of salt now too. There we go. There's our crumble for tonight. Before it goes in the oven. sort of annoyed at myself. I was cleaning, I think it was this pan, but one of these pans the other day put a nice dent in it, trying to scrub it clean. And dents and sheet pans, they just don't go together well. Now for our skin over here, I'm going to dry this off. Going back to the chicken. Oh no. Oh no, what? Oh, the pan, yeah. Yeah, sort of a bummer. Like, you'll often see bakeries give away pans cheap. Like, every once in a while, bakeries will go through their pans and they'll be like, okay, get rid of all the dented ones. It's usually the thing that makes them go, because you can bake on them and get that same sort of like cure on them that you can with other things, but having dents in them, that pretty much kills them. I'm gonna add some butter. I'm gonna mix up some butter and some other stuff here and see if I can't spread that underneath the skin a little bit. Maybe something I should have done before I put it over there, but hindsight's 20/20. Yeah. We're hoping that little bit of a nice puck in there of still solid butter is going to help cool down the rest, so it isn't melted entirely, and it'll cool down more as we add more in there. dried thyme, or freeze-dried thyme. Freeze-dried oregano. Pinch of cayenne. In other words, just a little bit. Bit heavier in the garlic. Powdered ginger. And then get our finger up underneath there. I haven't tried doing it this way with a brush before, but we'll see how this works out as far as trying to get it all in there. There we go. I think that's well coated. I don't know if you can see well on camera or not, if that's coming through, but I can see herbs pretty evenly distributed on all of that. This actually worked pretty well because, well, I didn't want to do that. This actually worked pretty well because the butter, even though it was mostly liquid, as soon as it was hitting the chicken is cold enough that it was solidifying. And so it was leaving a layer on everything as I went. So now let's just reposition everything here. Let's get those wingtips behind the breasts. And again, make sure the thighs are nice up and high, somewhat almost even with our chicken breasts. So that is second thing ready to go here in the oven tonight. I think I'm going to go for all three at once. And so I'm going to prep these Brussels sprouts. These are pretty tasty the other night. I was pretty happy with these the other night. So I think I'm going to do them relatively the same. Cheat and reuse this. Sunflower oil. Salt. MSG. Pepper. Soy. Mustard. Ooh, that was a bit much. Garlic. And onion. And these are going straight in the oven as I correct the racks. We'll set a timer for, oops, 25 minutes on those. They went 35 minutes for me the other night. We'll do 25 minutes to start. We'll take them out. Add the chicken in. Get the chicken its full blast at 400 to start. Dial the temp down. And then we'll add the crumble in with everything in there for the last little bit. And then we'll fully crowd it out by adding the Brussels back in there. Tater time. And I also should get this out too. Get that reducing. Move this if only for a little bit here, since we got the oven cooking and this going. Don't want too much heat on that before I want to cook it actually. Before I want to actually cook it, rather. Let's not start talking like Yoda tonight. And then just dicing these again. Mostly to cut up the skin into smaller pieces. Because I like leaving the skin, but I don't like big chunks of it. Stop slipping on me. Merry Christmas. Thank you for that raid, BU. That's twice in what, a week? Thank you. Hopefully you are doing lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your community. What were we playing tonight? Nice. Wait, hunting? Pretty sure the first time I met you, you told me you were a vegan and loved animals, and you practically own a zoo. You're playing hunting games? I agree. And I also think that hunters, in general, tend to respect their prey much more than the average consumer. Nice. What type of venison dish did you make? Did they make? Nice. Backstraps are basically like the tenderloin of venison. So hopefully that was nice and tender, especially since it was sous vide. Nice. Glad they came out nice. So for all you lovely raiders just joining in, I'm cooking myself a Christmas dinner. I've got chicken on the stove here ready to go with apples, onions, and celery underneath. I've coated the underneath of the skin in melted butter and herbs and seasoning. Tried to keep the outside as dry as possible, although I did just remove it from the bag tonight, so not going to be as good as leaving it in the refrigerator ahead of time. To go along with our lovely chicken there, I've got chicken stock that I'm reducing. I'm going to turn most of that into a gravy. We got potatoes that I'm going to use to make mashed potatoes. And in the oven already, I've got Brussels sprouts that I halved, tossed in oiled soy sauce, a bunch of seasonings. That's all down in the oven now too, and so that's going to roast for another 16 minutes now and get most of the cooking done on that. I'm going to pull the Brussels sprouts out. Then we're going to go in with the chicken at the high heat, give that 15 minutes or so, drop the temp, add in our crumble, which we have an apple crumble here that I've already assembled with cinnamon toast crunch, pecans, and oats as our topping. We'll add that in, and finally towards the end we'll add the Brussels sprouts back in there just to finish them off and get them warmed back up. And then we get wine to drink. And I'm already put whiskey in my coffee because it's Christmas. Cheers. It's the first time I've used, I was saying this earlier, but it's the first time I've used Cinnamon Toast Crunch as like, I'm using it like in the place of graham crackers sort of a thing. And I've seen recipes doing that just recently, and it's something I hadn't considered, so I'm trying it out. I do like me a graham cracker crust though, so I'm definitely not gonna remove that from the repertoire. Melt already, I need you back, Pan. Yeah, forget about it. Let's use this. Start heating up our taters. Excuse me. The plan here was originally to make a roux for this. That's why I wanted a second pan for this, but now we're melted. Why don't we make that roux? No scramblers in chat tonight. That I totally respect on a night like tonight. Like, tonight is a night to just relax. I think that would have been a much better joke if they said, just read a few facts about ironworking. It was quite riveting. I think I was closer than the dad joke. Maybe bridge building. Oh, hey. I can use one of my new whisks on this. If I remember where the heck I put them. Oh, hey. Using my new ball whisk. Is that too rough on the ears, chat? We'll see how much stock I want to add into here. We want this to thicken up nicely. And I think I might have to add a bit more flour because that didn't really thicken up at all. That is prime grade A use for these. Like I said before, these are great for making grenades too because they will probably scrape up against bowls if you're using a metal bowl. These are either you're using these with a plastic bowl or you're using them on a stove or something along that line. Merry Christmas, George. So we got our taters cooking. We got our gravy hopefully thickening up and cooking the flour out. about another 5 minutes until we put the chicken in the oven. No worries, Zeeks. Got our Cinnamon Toast Crunch apple crumble just waiting. Hopefully everyone got everything they wanted for their holiday and more. Anyone excited with something crazy? Anyone get something amazing this year that we all can be jealous of? Nice, Seeks. Lego be making bonsai tree kits now? Wow. Sorry to hear that, George. Those are always... everyone's got them right now, too, but it's a bummer. Like, is it like a Lego kit for a bonsai tree? Or is it a bonsai tree that is made of Lego? Like, I know there's been this whole... now that I think about it, I know there's been this whole Lego plants thing where people that can't handle house plants are making Lego plants for themselves. So, I don't know. Start following me again, bot. Ooh. What's the disaster going on this evening? Don't start playing it. Stop. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I have an app that does radio scanners. Like, I'm gonna explain to you why I really have it. It listens to like police and emergency scanners and broadcasts a whole bunch of them. But I have it on my phone because they give you alerts for whenever there are like thousands of people listening to one channel for some reason or another. So it's always been a great tool for figuring out what's the most recent event going on right now. And that was what just went off, and it was a sort of meh alert, though. It was people are listening to Buffalo's police service because of the blizzard. Unless there's something more drastic going on in Buffalo that I'm not aware of. I might add a bit more stock in there with that. Kill our timer. And we're going to add the chicken. Oh, and let's pull out those Brussels sprouts too. So this is our par cook on our Brussels sprouts. This should have done most of their browning at this point. Nice dark golden brown. Looking a little dark on camera, but that is a nice golden brown to me in person. Here's hoping none of you are outdoor workers or emergency workers. Greatly appreciate you if you are, but I hope that you're not, so you don't have to deal with the weather. Turn the gravy down a bit here. Salt and pepper for our gravy. Especially since I'm making it from my own chicken stock that I don't heavily season on purpose so that it can be reduced for things like this. Wow, yeah. I've been hearing, there's been all of those stories going on online and social media lately too. The whole, if you're somewhere cold in Texas, turn on both the hot and cold tap. Apparently there's people that are having both freeze on them. Ooh, yeah, the tires are... I was just talking, I've got what I think is a slow leak in one of my tires, and I keep procrastinating using my truck and just refilling it rather than fixing it, because relatively certain that what's happening there is that I've already patched it and the patch failed. And so I have a feeling that tire's probably done for, and I still have some decent tread, and the idea of having to replace the tires I just need to fix it. But yeah. I'm certain it makes a difference as far as driving and handling. It's probably horrible to drive without them. Yeah, yeah. They know the science for tires and rubber at this point, but it's just a reality that the tires that we want to use are the ones we can't all the time. Thinking of the Formula One situation where it's built into it now, where you have to use more than one compound and. I used to be so much more about, like, I got into Formula One there for a couple of years here recently, but I used to be so much more into just cars in general. Like, I used to get car magazines and read car magazines as a kid, and nowadays I'd have trouble just identifying. I mean, I look at younger generation, they know even less, but at the same time I feel like I don't even know half of the stuff driving on the roads these days just by looking at it. I used to be able to know everything. It's sort of like, seems like it was sort of like there with video games, where it was something I really enjoyed when I was younger and got serious about things, and got serious about cooking, got serious about computers, got serious, and those other things sort of, now they're sort of creeping back in. Why won't you do it, chat? Why won't you do it, Twitch? Why do I have to do that over there? For some reason, just recently, like in the last patch here or something, OBS is not allowing me to redeem channel points in. No, that's not right. Just barely up to a boil here with our potatoes. I'm going to let them go a little bit longer. They were a little bit under the other night, and I just lived with it because I love mashed potatoes regardless. Gravy's basically done. We just need to let that. I need to add a bit of butter to finish that off at the finish. Can throw some butter. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna throw some butter in the rest of that stock and some seasoning and stuff, and use that for the mashed potatoes. But I want to make sure before I add that in there that I'm done adding stock in with the gravy. So I'm gonna wait just in case it gets a little too thick towards the end. It's already getting a little bit of a skin going. Want to get that perfect thickness. How about we open this bottle? I'm going against proper etiquette for opening a bottle there. Not supposed to spin the bottle when you open it. Although this is not a heavily aged bottle where I'm expecting a ton of sediment in the bottom. But that is a very proper thing for opening these. Yeah, especially now that, like, there's a rituals in wine over cutting and stuff like that, because labels used to have lead in them, so obviously you don't want to get lead in your wine if you're eating an old, or if you're drinking an old bottle. You don't want to disturb any sediment in it, and so they're very careful about carrying and how they present and serve a bottle before it's opened. And then they're always carrying a towel with them, or serving napkin. Let's go for the big glass tonight. Yeah, let's use the proper glass. This is for, like, the Zinfandel I have, or this is a cab, so we're gonna. What I am drinking tonight is a bottle that I've had several times on stream already and greatly enjoy. Francis Ford Coppola's Director's Cut Cab Sav. He has several different supermarket wines and many more that are not supermarket wines if you go to his vineyards. But this is one of the nicer bottles that I have found out of his supermarket offerings. Very dark wine. Don't know if you can really tell. You can even see through that. All going on here. But as usual, I'll hold it up against white towel, see if you can sort of see a little bit through that, but not hardly enough. So those potatoes are definitely boiling now. And so I'm going to cut the heat on that now and just let them sit in the warm water. So that is our timer for us to first drop our temp down to 350. And to add our crumble in. And set the timer for another 30 minutes. That's grape juice? Nah. This is 2020. It's been around too long to be grape juice still. So I had a pretty good Christmas. I'm going to be replacing the camera along with the other goodies. Yeah, that's a nice... This is a great dinner wine to me. Like, this is not... Like, sipping it here, it's nice and enjoyable on its own, but there's not... It's one of those wines that's nice, clean, crisp, clear. It'll go with a whole bunch of stuff. It's not going to be, like, conflicting with anything in a meal. I got a little bit of money towards replacing the camera, so the camera's going to get replaced. I just don't know what I'm going to replace it with. I'm sort of tempted to try and find a GoPro 7 that's cheap and used, and because they've switched from... The 7 was the last one that had an HDMI port on it. Since then, they've switched to USB ports, and you need, sort of like you need a capture card, you need like a decipher tool, or GoPro has like a mount that you can put the camera in that'll give you that port. I've noticed it's apparently not just GoPro doing this, so it's something that I think the industry has moved towards. You know, we're just going to make it as small as possible, and if you want to actually use the camera, you got to pay even more. And so if I want to use one of the newer GoPros to stream with. In order to get the signal into my computer, I have to buy another device. That's my understanding, Zeeks. It's my understanding that you need the adapter in order to essentially live stream off of it. They show it going straight to a cell phone, which may be with a cell phone, but I don't think it works with Windows. I have to do more. I only spent maybe 30 minutes looking at things earlier today. I didn't go in depth with it, but there's some other options out there I'm considering too, like the company that makes Mr. Wiggles has other options out there. However, their 4K option is sold out and unavailable just about everywhere that I've looked. That would be more expensive than an old GoPro, but it's still pretty reasonable. No, the 8 or 9 need, let me see if I have it open in the back still. Quiet, computer. Why are you doing that? Nope, obviously don't have it open there. Nope. Nope, it is not open still back there. The heck is it? There we go. There's the site I was looking for. GoPro Media Mod. For from the 8 and above, you need the GoPro Media Mod, which is, it looks like essentially just a snap-on case to a GoPro, you know, sort of like their underwater case sort of a thing. And it looks like it adds a better microphone and some other stuff that I really don't care about, but it adds the HDMI port, which is really what I need for direct feed. I've essentially written off all the other smaller versions of GoPros. I'm not even considering them. They have ones that are like, it seems like they're putting them out for like promotions and stuff like that. Like they have ones that are GoPro 2012 or 2000 whatever. And those and other things, they don't seem to have all the same features. They seem to be like dumbed down better for the price point units for the most part. Yeah, dash cams are typically very poor. Linus Tech Tips actually had a great video about that not too long ago. Like, it seems like an odd thing for them to cover, but it was one of the things that they covered. They've been doing all sorts of weird stuff. Like, they're very memey and they're very clickbaity with their titles and their designs, and it drives me nuts sometimes clicking on their stuff, and it's absolutely not what I want, but at the same time, they have some nice info. I mean, I get it. They have a screwdriver. Uh-oh, we're going into the red. Network issues. I apologize, chat. Looks like the network has recovered now. I'm debating whether I even really need to spend the money on 4K. I like the idea of 4K. I love the idea of having 4K for my recordings at home, because I record my newsflash. I record my streams differently than I display them. And so I have my version, I have Twitch version, and then the Twitch version becomes the YouTube/Patreon version. But so I love the idea of 4K HD for my own recording. Doesn't make a ton of sense for streaming, because I don't see streaming switching to 4K. I mean, I do see it doing so, but not anytime in the near future, because we need upgrades to networks, we need upgrades to other stuff, it's not a matter of people doing their home upgrades. And so, if you're recording videos, if you're doing your video editing, totally worth it. You know, for the zooms, for the slowdowns, for all that sort of stuff. But yeah, just for streaming, it's not really. And so for me, it's whether I want the high quality for my recordings and if it's worth it for my recordings. And going along with that, I'm going to look into what type of 4K it is too, as far as a camera, because if it's one of the beginning ones that is only going to give me like 30 frames, which is traditional for video, but you know, sort of slow, I'm going to be looking for something better. Actually, I'm pretty sure that he actually backed off of 8K to 6K and records in 6K now. He originally bought all 8K for his studio and everything like that, and then backed off of it. Maybe he's back to doing 8K. I'd love to be able to do 8K. I'd love to be able to do 6 or 8K, but I'm not going to, unfortunately, spend thousands of dollars on a camera for in here. Yeah, it seems like, I think he moved off of like, he bought Red cameras for everything in the studio, and I think he moved away from using Red, or at least majority of it. Which is sort of funny because, like, he introduced Red as this new camera company in his videos, sort of a thing, when he was buying them. And I knew Red had been around for ages, because when I was living down in LA, just living in LA, you get to know movie people. Like, regardless, like, just people that work in the industry. And I got to know a couple of people that were working in camera stuff, and they all had Red cameras or were saving up for Red cameras, and that was like 2000s, the knots. And so that was sort of funny seeing that they still existed, and I sort of saw them and people fawning over them, and so it made a note in my head that these pros absolutely love this. And so I remembered it, which is sort of rare for me. And to see them still around years with the turnover and things and cameras and stuff like that. We're adding a bit more stock. Okay, it might not be bothering you, but it's bothering me, so I'm switching back to a normal whisk for this. Why you gotta punish me with drop frames tonight, internet? I don't deserve that tonight. The weather's not 0 here. Par-cooked Brussels sprout. I think I'm going to take a bit of an AFK here. We got another 13 minutes on the, well, until I do a first check on the chicken to see if it's done cooking. So I'm going to take an AFK and be back here in a little bit. I'll see you folks in about 12, 13 minutes.
Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best tasting dips with the freshest tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for Movie Week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light. That's Labatt's. It's a great mute taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist, and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
Here's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. Add additional ingredients, if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads,
Great cabbage heads, blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown.
What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister?
No, Ford has new economy twins, so he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced 6-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look 'em over in your Ford dealer showroom. 2 new Fords, 2 wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you. Yes, stay on the beam with energy-packed Sunbeam bread. All day long, eat Sunbeam bread and renew energy as you burn it up. Eat delicious Sunbeam bread.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya,
Yeah, that kid definitely downs that sandwich in that commercial. And yeah, Ford means cheap. Though they have an electric truck on the road. Actually gonna have a second model next year too. So I let the commercials go an extra minute or two longer because I checked in the oven and I wanted to give the chicken a couple more minutes. And the crumble most certainly needs the extra couple minutes. So we're still in a little bit of a holding pattern. I got myself out a thing for the gravy. Which, gravy's looking nice. Gonna heat that up and add some more butter in there and we'll be good with that. Oh, we can start in on that now too. Our potatoes are properly cooked through, so we're gonna set those up there. Just hold their heat. We can turn the heat on over here and reduce this stock down. I just find that commercial so hilarious that, you know, the kid doesn't have energy to go on a carnival ride. He has to eat a sandwich in order to go on a carnival ride. It's not even like it was like a roller coaster. It was a merry-go-round. So add some garlic powder, some onion powder over here on the stove. Just a touch of cayenne. As I've said many times before, just to get that like almost acidity type effect to your mouth from the heat. And I think I'm gonna leave it there. Need salt and pepper, MSG. Adding considerable amount of salt because this is salt for our potatoes. This grinder's new in the last 2 years, and I absolutely love this purchase. It was worth every cent having a grinder that actually works properly. I had a grinder for ages that I've been using, but it was just so cheap that it just didn't really, like, I'd sit there forever grinding and never get anything out of it. This thing, I do like one crank on it and the whole kitchen smells of pepper. I'm using chicken stock in place of cream or dairy of some sort with the potatoes tonight. Well, I'm adding butter, so that's dairy, but normally you use half and half or cream or milk or along with that butter. This is a little bit, you can call it a healthy fix, but it's not really, this isn't exactly Weight Watchers type meal here tonight. Trying hard not to go to sleep early tonight. Nothing worse than waking at 4 with nothing. Yes. Big restaurant style one. What? My rambling. I've forgotten what I was talking about. You're referring to. Yeah, the captioning, even though it's now running for a long time, when I switched to the new mic setup, my captions were running off of this mic over here, my shotgun. And I actually just in the last couple of weeks switched over to using my lav mic for my captions. I actually think it's worse. The pepper grind, okay. You have to keep time. Well, that's the, yeah. That also goes into, I have no idea if you know this or not. Most people don't realize how you properly use the grinder. Most people, they put their hand on here and they grind with the top. Because that's the way I used to do it before I learned this. And then I learned that's because this always loosens or increases the screw. And so the proper way to use a grinder is this hand stays firm and this hand does the grinding. This hand is the one that does the repositioning. Because that way your hand stays firm over the screw and it never changes place. And so you can keep your grind set the way you want it rather than having to constantly readjust it. There's our timer on our chicken. Let's take a look at things here. That crumble be looking tasty. That chicken be looking tasty as well. I think it's time to put these Brussels sprouts back in there to finish up the job on them. Mostly just warming them up right here. So we're gonna give this another 10 minutes here. But anyways, if your grinder's constantly changing grind on you, if you're getting confused why it's always changing, it's probably a good reason why. Do I still have my old one back here? I'm pretty sure I do. Pretty sure it's still hidden back here. Yep, there it is. Yeah, this one. You sit here and this still got pepper in it. Much finer, and I would say equal, if not more, with probably half as many grinds to it. restaurant makes you realize, you know, like, how much work goes into some things with fine dining. Have you ever seen those photos of the dishes from the French Laundry where they had their grinders and they leave the perfect, like, pile? Like there's no strays or anything going on there. Been living in Sonoma over a decade. I still haven't made it to that restaurant. Still would love to go. It's just never had someone I've been dating long enough. Then it's been like, you know, like I'm not going to take a first date to the French Laundry. And I haven't gotten up the courage, I guess, to go and try and do it all by myself. Even though I would love just having dinner there once. And I'm close enough that I might be able to get on their notorious mile-long wait list. Or cancellation list. Where in, I'm forgetting the name of the city, but just north of Napa? Or the Sonoma race. The Sonoma race, racetrack here for NASCAR / Indy / yeah, it's a decent track. I have not been there for any of the races, but yeah, it's very noticeable in town when they're having one of them. It's sort of funny because we got this exit. It used to be just labeled trash dump. Yeah, it's Sonoma Raceway. But it's like the exit to take for the race, so it's like you take the trash dump exit to go to the raceway. I'm not 100% convinced that our government doesn't have a giant facility down there. My paranoia. Interesting, Zeeks. It's in a really great location, visiting wise. Like, if you come to Sonoma, if you don't know the area here, Sonoma and Napa are next door neighbors as far as counties are involved. However, in order to get from Sonoma to Napa, you have to either cut through a mountain or take the freeway to the extreme south of Sonoma. And that freeway to Napa that breaks off of the 101 just happens to be where the raceway is. And so it's in this like perfect, there's next to nothing else down that way. But it's in this like perfect little corner where all the traffic from Napa can easily reach it, and all the traffic from Sonoma and south to Marin and San Francisco can get to it. It's a great location. I remember when I first visited Sonoma, I was on the Culinary Institute of America's Northern California tour, where we take a month as the college students in the bachelor's program take a month-long tour together. They split up into smaller groups, the individual tours, but you spend like a month touring California and going to farms and stuff like that. It was a great experience. But going to Napa, we were staying here in Sonoma, and then we went to Napa for everything we were visiting in Napa. And the tour bus was taking, I forget, Trinity Road, I think it is, which is like very much a mountain pass road. And so we were taking this tour bus down this like 2-lane twisty highway where he was regularly honking his horn and going into opposing traffic in order to make its way to Napa. I can smell these, so I know that they're cooking too warm. And so, yeah, it's not easy getting to Sonoma to Napa. There's really only 2 roads, even though we're next door. Got our butter in there. Got our butter into our gravy too. Heat back on the gravy. Butter in there. Butter in for our potatoes. Leaving everything down in the oven, but I'm turning the oven off. Melt butter. Many people plan way too short for coming to visit wine territory too, because it's all very. The vineyards know you're likely here on a short timetable, and they want to take up all your time. They want you to stay there forever. It's a little like a bar, except it's in the daytime. So let's pull out this chicken and let this chicken rest for a minute. Let's see what we got for a chicken, chat. Need a second towel for this. This is a two-hander. That's looking like that's nice and tasty. It's definitely cooked through. Nice. Yes, nice and not so nice, because you don't necessarily want to be noticed sometimes when you're doing that. We'll strain our potatoes. We'll add our butter and stock in there. I'm just going to add all of it in there. Just trust myself that I'm not too far over. There's chicken in the way over there. Turn the heat off there. Happy with our gravy here. I think I can live with that. That'll work as a gravy. Mashed potatoes looking delicious. I think the only thing we got left here is to bring that crumble out of here. Show everyone what we got with that. So let's pull the crumble out. Oh, do you go for a super dark roux as traditional for a gumbo? Nice. As I almost drop it on the floor. That crumble be looking tasty. And from the smell of it, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a win for a crust. Yeah, we'll leave you on the pan for now. Hey, Moz. Welcome in. So we got our roasted chicken. We got our lovely roasted Brussels. We got our mash. And we got our crumble. Let's make a plate. Merry Christmas, Moz. Have our roasted Brussels, which look too dark, but are amazing when they're this dark. Yum nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. I want to keep that crispy skin crispy, so just some gravy into the gravy boat, into the By the way, this is a massive overpour as far as the restaurant's concerned, or a proper wine pour is concerned. Just keeping things honest here. You ain't ever gonna see a glass that full in a restaurant. Well, unless you maybe buy the bottle. Let's get a photo here. There we go, chat. There is dinner for tonight. And our lovely crumble. I'm going to let the crumble sit. Crumble needs to sit before I break into it. I have found over years of making crumbles that it is going to be very liquidy this evening. And then as it cools, those liquids congeal and make a much better product for the next day. So I would almost recommend making a crumble a day ahead, chilling it, and then warming it to service. I think it'll be a better product. Anyways, Thank you all for joining me tonight. Greatly appreciate you spending your Christmas with me. I hope you had a lovely time. I had a great time hanging out with all of you. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas. Got everything you needed, wanted, and more. Let's take a look and see who's out there in the streaming world this lovely evening. Oh, lovely. I'm going to send all of you great people to hang out with a streamer that I've rated once or twice, but is, in my opinion, one of the greatest musicians on Twitch. So I am going to send all of you lovely people to go hang out with Very Handsome Billy, who is a little bit like a DJ, but with real instruments. He plays a little bit of everything, does looping, does music, takes recommendations from chat, and just plays anything. So I hope you enjoy hanging out with him. I will be back here on Tuesday. I don't have solid plans for Tuesday's dinner, but I will be back here doing that. And we do have the ingredient challenge vote going on in Discord until Tuesday. So if you want some say in that, please join into the Discord and give a vote. I hope to see you all back once again. I hope you have a great evening tonight. Thank you for joining me. Good night.